Namaste. Today makes 1 month of me living in Ghana, and I've just been thinking, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do? I don't know. I've just been thinking, what could I do in a video, but also, what am I gonna do to celebrate this time, this moment in my life? Um, and then I was also thinking about, I don't know, just how much I've learned and how much I've changed, and when is like the best time to put that out, because I'm still learning and changing, and it's only really been a month and I haven't even fully gotten established yet. Like my barrels, my boxes still haven't even come. But every day I start to feel more at home. I feel like this intro was not even okay, whatever. But man, I don't know what this video is gonna be, what was all gonna be included. But I just wanted to take this moment to say that I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm so excited to see what's gonna come from this experience and how I will grow and change, because I can see it and I can feel it already, and I feel like I know the abundance of happiness that is coming to me, and I can feel it already. And I feel like I'm about to be the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I've gone through some really intense periods of sadness, depression, anger, things like this. And now I'm being allowed the space and the freedom to release all of that stuff. Let it go. So thank you so much, Anna. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Mother, for real. Because none of this could have been done without co-creation. Let me see. So I'm back in the house. I just went out and had a couple of shots with PK. I will say shots are fairly expensive, but also I'm not much of a drinker, so I don't want to buy a bottle every time. And it's not like you can just get shots anywhere. Most places you do have to buy the bottle, so I end up not drinking majority of the time because I don't want to do that. Um, Ghana is like Nebraska, like it's a drinking state. People drink. Um, Not everybody. It's not like anywhere. Not everybody drinks, but it is more common, and it does seem like from a much happier place. Like in the U.S., so many people are drinking out of stress. Um, so it's a mixture, and some people probably drink out of stress here too. But the facets in which you see them and the anger in which they're able to channel is definitely different. It's Thanksgiving in the US today, and it's just another Thursday here in Ghana. And I gave honor to my ancestors, and I ate earlier, but now I'm not even really feeling to eat. And I even thought about earlier. I thought about maybe making this vegan mac and cheese that I have, just because mac and cheese will make me think about Thanksgiving. But I haven't celebrated, even when I was in the US, I haven't celebrated Thanksgiving for a few years now. So it's been morphing and changing, and I'm so intrigued to see what will follow me individually in my life. Like, what are my traditions? What are my rituals? What are my routines and stuff? Not necessarily even, yeah, what are my routines? Because you gain some and you lose some throughout life. It's okay to change it. It's actually healthy and even more energizing to change it. So I will say you're not likely to be carded. It's not as many street lights in Ghana The roundabouts I've noticed are larger, and I feel like that is a benefit to traffic. Um, what are some things that I could tell you about Ghana? I enjoy the mixture between what they would call like first world and third world. I appreciate that it's at this in between place where you can live how you want to live. People still grow their own food. The food is so fresh and organic, and you can't get local. People are kind of steering away from that now because it's like this whole idea of like moving into a more evolved world, and one of those things is having access to the rest of the world. And I think it's good to be worldly wherever place in the world that you are. But when we prioritize that over our own like local environment, it can become unbalanced. You know, grow local, eat local. Um, so in that, I feel like homelessness is almost obsolete here in the sense that even though there are people who you could say are homeless, I feel like it's more common to have the knowledge of how to build a home, and you don't have the government creating and perpetuating an anti-homeless society. And it's almost like Hawaii, like how people will go to Hawaii just to be homeless. Like being homeless, you can still find a home in that in Ghana, like, and it's still a struggle, but the crazy thing about a lot of our struggles in life is that like we're all going to be given the life we're given pretty much to start out with, and everything about that life beyond that is our perception, literally constantly shaping it. And so it's like people go to Hawaii to just to be homeless, like, and they're happy to be homeless. Not everybody is happy in that place, but you can be happy in that place, and it depends on a lot of other things. Like ultimately, a supportive environment has a huge effect on our mental and emotional health. I don't know, like how am I getting into this right now, right? But no, I guess this is where I'm going. So the sense of community that is present in Ghana also, I feel like, helps with the okay. I'm still discovering the ideals and perceptions surrounding money in Ghana because it's such a different experience than what I'm used to in terms of like markets, farmers markets, thrift shops. Even though it's like thrifting, but it's like it's done completely differently here, pretty much, and just like more on a more wide scale. And so, like my dad, when I was growing up, he was a very good at bartering. He would always like negotiate a price, and I used to feel very embarrassed about that. Um, when I was younger, but now I feel like living here, like I wish I would have paid more attention to that and honored that about him more. Um, maybe as somebody that speaks to his lineage, right? So that'd be dope. But yeah, so as I discovered things about money, like people pay their rent here in advance. Like you don't pay it monthly, like how people commonly do it in the States. You can pay in advance. Although I feel, from what I've noticed, like more recently, people don't want to accept payments in advance. I think it's part of actually more people wanting to create passive streams of income. We should get on that lane. We could talk about that in other videos. But it's always like trying to get you to play into the system in the US. Whatever it is, it's always like some sort of subscription, some sort of monthly payment option. It's crazy. But not even option for some things. But I feel that is really cool because although like you have to spend more time saving, the financial literacy that it sets you up to have and your saving versus earning capability, like that's great. But I will say like in Ghana, I wish there was more jobs for uneducated and middle class and lower class people. Like I just wish that there was more like diversity in market. And I feel like that's something African Americans can bring, not only financially, but also in terms of innovation, in terms of not even necessarily innovation, but just like in terms of thinking power. Like that's the thing that is most needed for any economy to run, like the manpower, the people who are creating the market, the jobs, and fueling it as well. And so yeah, coming over here and knowing what you want to do or finding out what you want to do, what you're good at, and stimulating the economy, I just think would be just really beneficial to all of us. Not just African Americans, like, but it's just that I haven't, I'm just beginning to explore. So this conversation will continue to get deeper and deeper, and I'm excited to find out. Yeah. So the mindset and ideas around money is different. But yeah, that also allows for things like homelessness to be more present because of people wanting year in advance. But also it allows you more room to breathe and live life. Like there's a lot of room to live in Ghana. And I mean like really live, like in the fact that we have to actively live and engage every day. And so in terms of time constraints and constrictions, I feel like things are done with much more of a fluidity here. Like it's not a need to be on time for every little thing, and there's no penalty. Even though some things you will want to be on time for, it's the reality that there's traffic and life is life. And so if it doesn't work out, you try again. With everybody is like living their life. They're really being. Like money doesn't come before my life. And that's beautiful. That's very like freeing. To have that space to not always like, and that was a big thing for me. That was a big thing for me because my dad and my brother were very bad at being on time. And I was always the type of person who wanted to be on time or early. Like that's how I like to be. And now like loosening these like constraints I have around time because time is fluid anyway, and just realizing that everybody is on their own time. It's so beautiful. And it allows you and the other person so much space. I think that's great. I think that's dope. Also like that in Ghana and in Africa in general, the beauty standards aren't as like extreme. I appreciate that in movies and videos, people will have like missing nails or they're showing the braids under their wig or not even having all that great of a ponytail or whatever, like, you know? And not even just that, but like women and men, just like normal looking people. Beautiful in all their own rights and respects. Beautiful for all of their flaws. For their realistic presence. Like that is so great. That is so beautiful. I don't want to say it's not uncommon. Like, a lot of women are natural, but even in the way that you are natural, what are the limits and the restrictions to that for you? I remember when I first went natural and was wearing my fro, my dad just being like, what? Like, why aren't you flat ironing your hair anymore? Pretty much. Like, and whether I choose to flat iron my hair or not, because it's not like women here don't flat iron their hair, they definitely do, or get perms or bleach their skin or whatever, like, that's still very much present, but in such a looser sense. Because I will say African women are very beautiful. They're always, maybe not always, but like the ones who are done up to the nines, they're gonna be done up to the nines. Like, it's very inspirational, like the fashion. But I don't know, little, like, I want to say, and this isn't like necessarily true because it's subjective. It's like for something for each person, but in the US we have all these standards around like how you should be groomed, like your haircut, your makeup, your lashes, your body hair, whatever, blah blah. And it's like we don't give people the room to just be, because it's like this unspoken societal thing based on just the images that we I want to say perpetuate, but not even perpetuate. Just like, yes, but like, what's a better word that I can use? Glorify. The images that we glorify of beauty are very particular, and so we end up projecting that at each other, and just being afraid of what if I'm not like this, like, yeah. So I appreciate seeing like huge artists, actors, being their self, and also like celebrity culture is like, I don't want to say non-existent because that's exaggerating, but like you get to live your life. It's not this heavy like influencer thing. That's what it is. Like, capitalism is not rampant, even though classism is still a thing. That's something that has to be addressed in every society, right? It's not something we can run from. But I have this Jollof sitting here. And I know now you've been talking for 20 minutes and you got some Jollof, girl. What's wrong with you? But yeah, I just wanted to share a couple of things. We'll see what else I end up sharing. Thanks. So this is the orange sweater. We're in here sleeping and mopping right now. This little thing is a broom and a mop. So the floor is covered in water, and what I'm doing is just sweeping it out onto the pathway. So yeah, this thing is amazing. It sweeps amazing and it mops amazing. Like, it's really good for that. But it's been a change of plans. So instead of the boys' quarters being the boys' quarters in the sleeping area, so when I have guests, I'm actually gonna use it for a studio to do all my pieces work and record music, stuff like this. So I'm excited to start getting it prepared. I have to get a desk and some chairs and all of these things. And I look forward to showing you guys what it looks like when it's done. And so that's how we come in. So before I came, PK found a vegan vegetarian restaurant, and we were gonna go when I first got here, but it was late at night, so we didn't come. And now it's gonna be my first time trying it. But it's called Veg Paradise, and they have local vegan dishes and natural fruit dishes. I was just thinking that I know it gotta be some Africans that don't eat meat, so it has to be some like vegetarian African food, like just in general. So I'm gonna try to find some stuff, but so we're gonna see. And they have a herbal shop apparently here. Thank you.